This is called Dark Horses. Dark Horses. I'm trying to write this story, but my efforts remind me of the Rolling Stones song, Jigsaw Puzzle. Unfortunately, we're just trying to do this jigsaw puzzle before it rains anymore. When the memory strikes, it does turn the simplest task into a jigsaw puzzle. And the tears, the fear, the rain, they're always in the air. But here is an obvious beginning for the story, courtesy of some lyrics that drifted in when I left my mind open. And later they were annealed and forged in the slow fire of my cognition. I saw the dark horses when the rain splattered on the windshield of the car I was driving. I heard the thundering hooves as the deluge arrived. I'm victim now to the nausea that's trying to overwhelm the functions of my stomach, throat, and diaphragm. The sickness is not physical. It's mental, but it arrives like the last shot of bourbon that makes you vomit no matter how hard you fight it off. It's all I can do to remember to forget. For most people, remembering to forget is not a full-time job. For me, it pretty much is. The rain arrived on the backs of dark horses. Damn, I like that. It's tempting. Stop right there. Stop writing entirely forever and have the horse line engraved on my gravestone. But then again, I'm getting cremated and I'm driven to write for therapeutic reasons, and who really cares? All good reasons to muddle through. Memories are coming. Brain's starting to boil. Oh, shit. The rain arrived on the backs of dark horses. The thundering hooves were heard from miles away. The rain arrived on the backs of dark horses, but not intent, not guilt, not desire. The rain washed nothing away. I listened to the rain for a while and the words stopped coming. I think of him. It happens like this every time. Poetry, story, song, and then I just hit the wall. I need the demons to help me write, but they don't even tell me the location of the crossroads where I'm supposed to meet them. Evidently, it's a down market when I can't even sell my soul, but then again, maybe it's just a shit soul. The situation is grim. I try to roll with that because I have no choice. I start again. Let's introduce a loaded gun. Suicidal? Maybe, maybe not. The shooter falls asleep, but the gun is loaded, probably a 9mm Luger semi-auto. The gun's been modified with a 3-pound trigger. That's almost a hair trigger. And it only takes 3/8 inch to pull that trigger. Doesn't give someone suicidal much time to change their mind, but peace is only 3/8 of an inch away from madness, so that's good. I mean, it's good for the story, but oh man, his face though, Jesus. But last night I fell asleep with a loaded gun in my hand. Evidently I was too tired to make the change, but last night I fell asleep with a gun in my hand. 3-pound trigger. Exhale slowly. The longest 3/8 of an inch. Was a finger through the trigger guard? I mean, in the story, this could make all the difference. The gun idea sounds good. I love it for the story. Glory be to the Father, the gun, and the Holy Spirit. I want my mind back. I'm on my knees. I mean, my character is on his knees. I don't care about losing my mind. I spent half my youth trying to do just that. But this is different. It takes me by surprise and body slams my cerebral cortex. Mind splits open like a ripe fruit, but it heals. It heals and it comes back. It always comes back and it remembers. My psyche, like something horribly disfigured, drags its wet and broken perception into the light, and it too remembers. My shrink told me not to think like this, but if the door isn't slammed shut in time, I'm screwed. I can't forget. The morning light arrived in a blinding gilt carriage, and the glare hit the hastening clouds from below. The morning light arrived in a blinding gilt carriage, and life was illuminated, but we were no more enlightened. So the morning light arrives. The gun did not go off yet. The verse from its fleeting clouds, but didn't allow for any enlightenment. I'm starting to feel a little sick. My mind's still my own, but oh no. Oh, please. Universe, powers that be, God help me. Of course it's about him. It's always about him. It's my mind. What else could it be about? Today I woke with a loaded gun in my hand. Without looking, I tossed it towards the nightstand. Whatever will be, will be. But what was in the gun? Black talons would be dramatic, but who has a stash from '93 and who'd want to clean up the mess afterwards? Accuracy is not a concern. Stopping power, not an issue if you're lying down in bed, but one could even save some dough. Loaded up with Blazer aluminum 115 grain ammo, but if it's die as you live, then I'd go with the Blazers. I'm a cheap ass. But maybe the guy in my story isn't that cheap. I can't believe I've gotten this far without triggering the shredder in my brain. So we have a loaded gun tossed towards the nightstand. The gun's loaded with economy-grade ammo, 21 cents per round. The sleeper's now awake. Where did the gun land? Is it way in back where the cobwebs gather no matter how often you clean, even if it's once a year? Or did it drop down among the wires for the phone charger, laptop charger, low voltage alarm clock? Yeah, plenty of negativity there. But now my hands are starting to shake and I feel the echoing, twisting in my head, exactly where the memory's going to manifest. And yes, it kind of nauseated. And yes, my hands are in knots. And yes, I want to scream, but no, I break into great shuddering sobs. They're beyond comforting. These sobs are bigger than me. And then I can no longer speak. Try as I might, I can no longer speak. But my apologies. Maybe I've been working too hard on this story. Work can usually keep me away from the crumbling edges, but it seems to grow less and less effective. The latest spin scared me. Any pretense of bravery I may have had is gone now. I'm afraid of everything, all the time. Actually, my biggest fear is what will happen when my own mind turns its full force against me. The rain arrived on the backs of dark horses. It did, and the horses were not nice. They whinnied with breath like sewage from open mouths filled with rotting teeth. Their coats were rusty and their belly hair was thick with ticks and maggots, so crowded that they were fighting for space, and the air behind them was crowded with flatulence that would make you think they had been feeding on corpses, and maybe they had. The horses scared me, but I still thought of him. The thundering hooves were heard from miles away, and I'm afraid it's bundling me in. It's the dream, the memory, unable to say goodbye. I wasn't allowed to. I fought. I was shoved back, but it wasn't my fault. The bullet came from the crowd. The rain arrived on the backs of dark horses. The rain was cool. I saw his head remodeled by the bullet, not bleeding, though. His heart had already stopped. His heart, the generous heart that kept us together through thick and thin. Bromance? Stupid-ass word. Best friends? Better, but more. We always had each other's back, then we didn't. They said it would be a peaceful demonstration. I promised him, and he took the day off. I pushed towards him, but I was deflected away by the officials spiriting him away, and I stretched to touch his arm. I whispered his name. A whisper from a broken heart as loud and pointless as a shout. Not intent, not guilt, not desire. The rain washed nothing away. The gun is back on top of the nightstand. The magazine's full with one in the chamber. It just feels more neat and tidy to have it full. The ruminative thinking and the memories and the dreams are insanely intense now. They nearly blind me. I can't banish them. I can't redirect them. They leave only a tiny measure of lucidity. The gun is clearly in my hand. I'm 3/8 of an inch away from peace, but the rain, not intent, not guilt, not desire. The rain washed nothing away.